Hi, welcome to Joanna's DIY Life. On this channel, I love to sew and do home decor on a budget. This video is all about teacups. Now let's get crafty. Okay, for this first one, I have done these and sold these in the past. I'm going to have a fabric glue gun, a regular glue gun, teacup and saucer. I'm going to have a doily and some lace, E6000. This I got for a score for 71 cents on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And then I've got these lights. I got them at Christmas time, and they were $7.99 at 50% off. I always try to grab them when I see them when they're on sale. The first thing I'm going to do is wipe all the dust, if there is any, off of my teacup. You can clean it with alcohol where you're going to do the glue points, but I never have, and it works just fine. So I'm going to take E6000. You can use Gorilla Super Glue, whatever holds glass to glass. I'm just E6000 as my go-to. And I'm going to apply the E6000, and I am not applying hot glue with this. And you can see I'm trying to get my last little bit out of this tube because that other one over there is my last tube. I got to get some more. But anyways, that's just me being a miser, of course. But I'm going to put the glue around the edge of the bottom of the teacup. And it doesn't matter if it comes out because it more than likely will be covered or, not seen, whatever. So you want to position it where you want it on your saucer. Then I'm going to check and make sure that this even works before I try to glue it down. Bingo. All right. And I love the ones that have the clips, where the clicker so you can turn it off and on. Otherwise, you have to keep unplugging it, and that's just no fun. But I'm going to add E6000 to the edge of this, and then I'm going to put hot glue in the middle. And I'm just using the fabric hot glue because it's what I had hot at the time. Any hot glue will hold this down until your E6000 holds. Then at this point, I'm just going to be real with you. These things are crooked, especially the lampshades, okay? So you want to put your lampshade on and make sure that your candlestick is sticking straight up, because that's very, very important. Now, I was trying to take the sticker off, but this actually is a paper that goes around it so that you could use it as a template for putting on a fabric piece or gluing down paper or whatever you want to do. But I didn't have any fabric that matched this teacup or paper. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to paint mine white. So I'm just taking matte acrylic paint and give it a good coat of white paint. Now when you do this, the band is off-white, so you want to make sure that you do your top and your bottom band while you're painting. The inside doesn't matter, but the outside and the bottom does. So make sure you cover it all if you choose paint. I know y'all hear me huffing, puffing, breathing heavy, and if my voice gets scratchy at times, I do apologize. Allergy season is in full force around here, and it has got me. Just saying. So please forgive me. Now we're all painted and nice and dry, and you want to make sure it's dry, but I'm going to take this cotton lace ribbon stuff, and I'm just going to apply it to the bottom and the top of this to give it a little character. I'm not going to put a lot of glue on it because it'll smush through, but I'm just going to run it around and tack it all the way around so that it doesn't fall. This is the point of using the fabric glue. You don't have to, but it's white, and everything I was doing was white. So that's what I wanted to use. And it just worked out better for me. You do want to use something, one of those finger tabs or something, because it will burn you. But that's the one on top. Now when I put it on bottom, I'm going to start at the same where that edge is, and I want it to hang off a little. So I'm just going to be applying glue and then applying my lace in the same manner, just so that it hangs off just a little bit. There it is, all done, and now comes the fun part. You can embellish this any way you want to. This is just the way that I have always done them. Okay, so I'm going to apply a good amount of hot glue around there. Now I'm going to make sure once again, because my glue still isn't dry, that this comes out straight. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust this and work with it till it looks straight, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, now that everything is set straight as I can get it, I am just going to apply just floral moss, whatever you have, in the bottom of this, tacking around the edges and then sticking it in. I don't want it thick and overflowing because that's just, it doesn't look right to me coming out that much. But anyway, I wanted it kind of clean, so I'm just gonna put moss all the way around. Then I am going to, oh, my throat, sorry. I'm going to apparently clean up my mess. Anyway, cut this boxwood greenery I get at Walmart. It's fairly cheap and I love it, and it's a big bunch on there. Don't forget to take your plastic fuse and all that off your cord, and don't cut it when you're trying to do that. But anyway, you want your cord in the back of your teacup is where you want it, wherever you want the back at. So that's going to hang off back there. Then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cut off little sprigs, and I'm going to just hot glue it on the ends and tuck it around in that moss just to cover up, make it pretty, and add some detail to it. Now that I got the greenery looking how I like it, I'm just going to take these roses. The purple kind of matches the other purple is the only reason. It's the only thing I had, but it works. It's pretty in the end. You'll see. And I'm just going to tuck a few randomly. Now, I don't want to overcrowd and take any focus off of my beautiful teacup. So I'm just going to be adding just a few. I think 3 or 4 is all I done. Now that I got all my flowers in there, I'm going to take this doily that I also got on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and I am going to cut a piece off because I want it to hang over, but not so much, Then I'm going to curve it because my teacup is curved, and I'm just going to put a little glue down. This is just regular hot glue. You don't have to use the fabric glue at this point unless it's all you have or whatever. Then I'm going to take this little spatula tool, and it's all silicone, so it's good for pushing down, when you got glue that pops out everywhere. I'm going to take the piece that I cut, and I'm going to place it around there and glue it down as well. Now, how cute is it looking? These are great for little girls' bedrooms or wedding gifts or, centerpieces for a wedding or anything like that. They're just cute. Now I'm going to take some of the greenery from the roses that I had laying around, and I thought I'm just going to pop it in just to give it a little more color. Then I'm going to add some to the bottom down there, and then you'll see me doing that here. Just going to add some roses, not overcrowding. Going to add a little bit of beads from my stash. This is why I said it would be beautiful for a wedding. I have gave these as wedding gifts. All my daughters at one point had one, but they're just super pretty. They look kind of elegant when you're done, and I love them. I'm just gonna let you watch me just glue, tuck, and add, because there's no point in talking when you can just see it. Now this is a good way right here to use your extra foliage scraps and just incorporate them in here just a little bit to give it a little something something and finish decorating, accessorizing, whatever you want to call it, making it pretty. Now when you are done adding all that you want to add to it, put your little shade on there. And like I said, you can decorate your shade if you want to, just nothing I had matched, okay? So my family said leave it plain Jane, and that's what I done. And now your lamp is finished. Now how cute is this? Okay, this one, you're going to need one of the Dollar Tree candles. So I melted it down on that little hot plate on medium heat. It worked out great. I'm going to add some essential oils. My favorite is patchouli oil because it calms you, and a little drop of ylang-ylang. Now, ylang-ylang is very strong, so be mindful if you use that, but it's a flowery smell. So I am going to take this wick that I had. I lost my other one. My husband was calling. But anyway, I just hot glued that down. It works fine. It's sticking straight up. I didn't need to use anything to support it. I used a glove and I swished that wax with the essential oil and just pour it in. That's all you have to do. Then once it sets up, you'll want to take E6000 and just set your teacup down on your saucer, and that is it. That is one of the easiest DIYs that you could ever do, and it turns out beautiful and it smells amazing, and you actually can use it. So this one is a special one to me. This is a little teacup that I got at a craft show that I used to go to from a little lady, and it was a recipe holder, and it fell apart on me. So I still wanted to use it, and I need a pincushion for over here if I ever do anything with fabric. So I took it apart and cleaned it up the best I could. And I'm just going to take this little fabric. It's light pink, and it matches the pink roses. Now this teacup is literally from Japan. I thought that was pretty cool. But I'm going to cut a piece of this from an old pair of scissors. You don't want to use good scissors. Even though they say it sharpens scissors, I wouldn't do it. But I'm just going to cut a piece off, and that's going to be the top, because you know how I am with my steel wool. Then all I'm going to do is grab a big handful or two of stuffing. Okay? And you're going to shove it down, and then you're going to draw your fabric up around it. Now I'm going to keep fussing with this and stuffing it until I get the ball as big as I want it. Try not to wad your batting up too tight, especially if it's tight batting, because then you can't get a pin through it. But all I'm going to do is draw this up, and then I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to wrap a rubber band around it, and that's going to be my pin cushion. Just a tip here, get a pair of scissors that actually cut. I didn't even realize I picked up those scissors. But anyway, you're going to cut it, and then you're going to round it out, stuffing it. Now I'm going to place my rubber band on. Okay, now I want this to be fairly tight. So I'm going to carefully tug around the fabric to pull it tighter and tighter. And I used a pretty thick rubber band so that, you know, it wouldn't snap when I was pulling and maneuvering, fandangling, whatever you want to call it, this fabric. So yeah, that's what you want to do. Then when I get it all tight, I'm going to take my scissors again and I'm going to trim it. Then I'm going to take my hot glue. This is Gorilla Hot Glue, my old, you know, just my regular glue. And then I'm going to put glue around in here. Maybe I put the glue and then I trim it. Whichever way, just, you know, that's how it is. You see, so now I am going to make sure that it fits good, and it does. It looks like a little mushroom, but anyway, then I'm just going to apply my hot glue around the edge of the cup. I don't know that it reaches all the way to the bottom, so I'm going to just apply it to the edge. Then I'm going to stuff it down in there, and I'm going to tell y'all, this little cup got extremely hot from this hot glue. So be careful if you do this, because it very well may just get hot. Then I'm going to take my E6000, of course, and I'm going to glue my cup to my saucer. And that is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here are my projects. Oh, they're so pretty. I love teacups. I love florals. I love, love, love roses. I love pin cushions. This is the light on. It's not dark in my room, so it's kind of hard to see, but it gives out a beautiful little glow. And then my candle is lit, as you can see, barely, and it smells amazing. It is very calming and relaxing. And then there is my pincushion, and you can see in the saucer you can hold scissors, thread, bobbins, snippers, seam ripper, whatever you need. Please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video, because you never know what I'm going to do around here. Until next time, remember, you are a blessing. And I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.